My name is Ver, and I'm an SSL player. If you enjoy this type of content, guys, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon. I've also launched a Patreon for coaching and replay analysis, so if you're interested in hitting that next rank or hitting SSL, then be sure to check that out. Alright, let's get to it. Welcome back to another training video where I'll be showing you 5 of the best custom training packs which will make you shoot like an SSL. Let's get right to it, guys. The first pack to make the top 5 when it comes to shooting is Aerial Shots Passes by Poquito. This pack is great for training those passes into midfield from either the sidewall or the corner. These passes are extremely common to find in game, whether they're done intentionally or not, and if you're training them, you're not going to have a problem scoring them when they come around. This pack is loaded with 48 shots in total, so I'd consider it to be an end of the day training pack where you consolidate your skills for the following day. Run this at the end of your Rocket League session along with a couple of others from this video, and without a doubt you'll be dominating the next day. It is a long pack and can get tedious after a while, so if you find yourself getting bored, try switching the variants of shots using Backs mod. When your teammate passes into mid, or the enemy accidentally passes to you from defense, or perhaps they just pinch it on the side or corner into mid, you want to be the player who can go up and take that W for your team. And trust me, these shots are super common. I can't even say how many I get in a single game because there's too many. I probably get somewhere between 5 or 10 opportunities a game like this to either shoot or pass to my teammate on the backboard. So make sure you're training this and make sure you add it to your favourites and train it as much as you can. People might not pass to you too much at the moment, but I guarantee even by accident you'll get these kind of balls in mid. And the higher ranked you get, the more you need to be able to pass like this and score from passes. So if you want to climb the ranks and you want to get better, it's always good to train this, even if it's a little bit preemptive to what you're currently playing at. Alright, so on to number 2, we have Double Tap Playground by A&M. This pack is an absolute no-brainer for any aspiring professional or high-ranked Rocket League player. Double touches and backward plays are one of the key fundamental shots in Rocket League that you're going to need to master if you even want to make it close to the top. Even I still screw them up here and there, and that's because they are super hard to hit consistently. The only pro player I see hitting them consistently is Garrett G. And I can guarantee you he has probably trained packs like this over and over again until he built that consistency up from nothing. If shots and plays are hard to do or hit in Rocket League, that means you only need to be training them more. It's also a great way to transition from a ground to air dribble. You dribble up onto the backboard and double touch it in for one of the strongest solo plays that you can do in all of Rocket League. So if you want to be the solo carry, it is super important that you know how to do these double touches 100% of the time, or as close to 100% as you can be. This pack has a total of 50 backboard setups, some of which you actually need to set up yourself, and this adds some great variety to the pack and gives you some more circumstances that you might find yourself in actually in your games. I'm not a huge fan of massive training packs, but I do like this one for that single reason that it has a lot of scenarios that you'll find yourself in game, you know? Setups that you need to do and relatable backboards that are pretty common. These kind of shots only get more important the higher rank you get. I can't stress enough that when you're playing at a high rank, it's not the fancy stuff that you need to be good at. It's not your flip resets, it's not your triple flip resets, it's not your musty flicks or your breezy flicks. It's your backboard shots, your dribbles, your flicks, your ceiling shots. Pretty much everything that's kind of mechanically simple, you need to be able to do to the 100% degree, to the point where you literally cannot miss them when you go up for them. So make sure you add this, favorite it, and make sure you train it as much as you can, guys, alright? The third pack in the top 5 is Powershots by Yeza. If you've ever watched Khaled or any good ones player, you're going to recognise these types of shots right away. This pack has 10 sidewind power shots for you to nail into the back of the goal. It's quite a small pack, so you can speed through it pretty quickly, and it's definitely not easy and it will give you goals to shoot for. This is also a fundamental shooting pack in my opinion, which you need to be able to do if you want to climb the ranks. If you're not scoring all 10 of these shots, perhaps with 1 or 2 mistakes, then that's a big problem if you're trying to climb up. There's a reason that great players and pros opt to take power shots over those fancy mechanics I talked about before, and that's because they are so damn effective. They never lose their value no matter what rank you're at. So stop going for those flip resets and learn how to nail a shot in the top corner first. Or even if it's not the top corner, learn how to shoot fast so you can score those open nets from across pitch when you need to. This is definitely one of the more slept on fundamental shooting mechanics that I see a lot of people, even at the higher ranks, struggling to do. And it always amazes me when I see like a GC, a GC3 even, or even at a low SSL. They have this free open goal from across the pitch and they just front flip into it, or they can't boom it, or they can't shoot accurately at high speeds. And it's definitely a problem throughout the whole of the Rocket League player base, so make sure you're not part of that player base that can't score their open nets and can't shoot accurately at high speeds. Moving on to number 4, we have another small pack, much like the last one. And this is a little different. It's called Surprisingly Difficult Shots, and this one was made by Waiton. Now it does live up to its name and it does give you very difficult shots. I like this pack a lot because it's different from most of the other packs. Most of them are big packs with lots of shots, some of which are kind of similar and really seek to train and refine a certain skill. However, these are the kind of shots that you can only learn through thousands of hours of actually playing the game and learning how the ball interacts with different parts of the corners, with the ceilings, with the posts. It's definitely one of those more unique packs that you'll have the pleasure of doing every now and then, and kind of refining those more difficult shots that you don't come across often in your games. But the thing is, when you do come across these shots, you want to and need to be able to score them. I feel like the higher ranked you get, the more awkward it can get sometimes, because a lot of high ranked players, they put the ball in very awkward positions and make it difficult for you to actually land a pass or a shot, whereas normally you'd be able to. Learning these reads is very important. Now the last pack that we're going to talk about in the top 5 shooting packs is actually Ceiling Shots by Yeezer. It should be of no surprise to anyone at this point that ceiling shots are one of the strongest and perhaps most consistent ways to score at the moment in Rocket League. It's one of those mechanics that have really aged like fine wine. No matter what rank you are, they're pretty easy to do and actually don't require a lot of mechanical skill to pull off, in comparison to like flip resets or breezy flicks or anything crazy. But they are just as strong in my opinion. You pop the ball up the wall and use the ceiling to allow you to hold your flip to then pop the ball wherever you need to against the defender. What makes these shots so strong is how unpredictable they are. You, the attacker, actually have full control over the play when you go for a ceiling shot, and if you're not scoring them, then that's on you, because you should definitely be training them with this pack. They're also pretty hard to defend against for the defense. Normally it will require a defender to either pre-jump, go onto the ceiling from the back wall, at which they're normally at a disadvantage unless they're a really fast player. So it allows you to get past that first defender, or at least get a strong 50, and then set up your teammate for a good ball afterwards. It's definitely one of those mechanics that has been a little bit overshadowed by some of the flashier mechanics that have been found out recently. People are doing pogos, they're doing flip resets, they're doing double flip resets, they're doing all that crazy stuff, and a lot of people have actually forgotten about really basic ceiling shots. And you don't even need to do fancy spins or anything when you go for them. They can be just as simple as driving up the wall, falling off the ceiling, and then flipping to get past the last defender. And I can't stress enough how good they actually are. I can score on pros with these without issue, and that is because it is just too unpredictable to deal with. So please, if you're not practicing ceiling shots, I'd recommend adding it to your favourites, and definitely practicing it a lot more than you currently are, because without a doubt it is one of the strongest ways to score in Rocket League. Well, that's it from me, guys. Big shout out to my Patreons who I'm currently coaching and my community on Discord. I wish you all the best with your training and take it easy.